Hey everybody, welcome to the show. A big selling point of Sonic Forces is the ability to create and play as your own little furry avatar in the Sonic universe, hanging out with Sonic and all of his friends. So I think in order to get into the right mindset to play Sonic Forces, I think we have to go to the dark side and furry up. This is my inner self! Okay, looks like we're ready. We're properly furried up. So now whenever a new Sonic game comes out, that's usually the time when other shitty YouTubers come out and bash Sonic. So, is Sonic Forces a bad game? Let's find out! Let's make one thing clear right now. Sonic Forces is not a bad game. Do not listen to Video Game Donkey. Sonic Forces is not a bad game. It isn't quite as good as some of the previous entries such as Sonic Generations or Sonic Lost World. I'm the only person who really likes Sonic Lost World. The Wii U version, the 3DS version, was kind of balls. At the same time though, Sonic Forces is nowhere near the shovelware shite Sonic has hit before with titles like Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom. Man, those games are whack. The big thing though that will be recurring through this review is that while Sonic Forces is fun and satisfying, it does leave you wanting more, and not in the best way, and let me explain that more in detail. A good place to start would be the plot. The plot is insane. It's insane to the point of Sonic Adventure 2 levels, and I love how stupid it is. Eggman has won. His new bad guy ensemble of Shadow, Metal Sonic, Zavok, and Chaos, and new bad guy Infinite have defeated Sonic. A resistance led by Knuckles is going to have to take the fight to Eggman with a new hero, and the build-up is intense, but it doesn't lead anywhere. The bad guys don't really do all that much. Zavok gets a few lines in a boss battle, and Metal gets a boss battle too, but Shadow and Chaos are dealt with in cutscenes, so those are waste. And despite some really interesting background and very interesting characterization and a metalcore theme, Infinite doesn't really do too much either. And hell, he's not even the final boss battle, which is what I expected for this title. And some of the other ideas are there, but they're not really fleshed on upon. Sonic gets captured and tortured for 6 cocking months, but when you do save him, he's none the worse for wear, unless he's into that kind of stuff, in which case, I'm sorry, I just created a bunch of new fan art and DeviantArt. Have fun there, lads. At least the cheesy one-liners are here full ham, and the voice acting is pretty good.
It can't be! It's impossible to get out of the Phantom Ruby's null space!
Well, maybe by myself, but I had a little help from my friend. Something you wouldn't understand since you don't have any friends.
Nice comeback there, Sonic. But you don't go to Las Vegas to eat at a Subway, and you don't play Sonic for the plots. No. You go to Las Vegas to make alcohol and drug-fueled bad life-altering decisions, and you play Sonic for the gameplay. Don't read too much into that former, I was just trying to make a comparison. Sonic Forces hits the gameplay checkbox for the most part. There are 3 playstyles here between Classic Sonic, Modern Sonic, and the Avatar. And they all function quite well, if I say so myself. Think of Generations, just a little bit less there. In the 2D sections in particular, they don't feel quite as good. Your characters build momentum a bit too fast, and they fall a bit too fast after they jump. But it's nothing that you can't get used to with a little bit of practice. Of the 3 styles, I really like the Avatar stages. I like the gimmicks they have. I like the Wisp and power-ups, because it's fun to have a flamethrower and just torch the shit out of Eggman's robots, or the air shotgun and just blow the hell out of the... Ooh man, that did not sound right, did it? But you get the point. The Avatar is easily the most fun out of all the 3 characters, interestingly enough, and there's certain stages where you even tag team with the Modern Sonic and the Avatar for even more fun. But as I talked about in my Mario Odyssey review, one thing that you need for a good 3D platformer is level design. And while level design in Sonic Forces isn't horrible, it's nowhere near the level of mad fucking space. Jesus Christ, I'm still salty over that level. It's nowhere near as good as it was in Generations or Lost World. The levels are just over before they really begin. Like, there's some really cool ideas here, like, oh man, I'm in space, grinding on rails, riding on spaceships, and now this level's over. Alright, cool, now I'm fighting a giant fucking snake, and now Infinite's here trying to fuck me up, and I'm having a great time, but the level's done. Ooh, now Infinite's fucking with the level, my sense of reality is being warped, and now Rebudu ga owarimasu. You get the point. Just levels are just really short, and by the time the game does show its teeth near the end of the game, it's near the end of the game and you're ready to move on. And it doesn't help that this game is significantly easier than previous games. The game just throws S ranks at you like they're freaking candy. So there's no real weight or meaning whenever you do get an S ranking. There are some challenge levels that are pretty fun, and you can go back to replay levels to try to get all the red rings for more levels and more loops. And you can try different wristbands to get different areas in the avatar levels. But for most players, I don't think that's going to be really substantial. I personally dig it, but I'm not everyone though, am I? And speaking of the avatar, that's a really good idea. I really like how they capitalized off of the Sonic fanbase's idea of just creating new characters. And here, you could go buck wild. This is my character right here, my OC Don't Steal, but at the end of the game, you could create more furry avatars. Do not pick the bear, by the way. The bear has the shittiest side ability. Go with the wolf. I think the wolf's ability to draw in rings is a very, very, very helpful idea. Look, I really enjoy Sonic Forces. I really do. I think it's a fun game, but I feel like they were just spread too thin and didn't know exactly what to do with Sonic Forces. Like I said, 3 gameplay styles, but none of them are quite fleshed out. A very deep and detailed plot, but it doesn't really go anywhere. There's no weight to it. There are some very detailed levels here and very beautiful graphics, but there's not too many different areas. Like in previous games, you would go into outer space, go into cities, go into icy mountains, abandoned power plants, all that kinds of shit. But here, you only get the city, space, Green Hill Zone, which is now Sand Zone, and a few others that are interchanged throughout the whole game. And to be honest with you, I think due to how the game works and due to the context, I think you could just take out Classic Sonic in general and just leave this game to be Modern Sonic and Avatar the game. And even with the Shadow DLC, it's still not very substantial. The main campaign will only take you around 5 hours to complete, which is pretty short by these standards. Even with the additional challenge levels, you only get around 20 hours of replay value here. So that's your call. But I will say, a lot of the levels that are fun, they are worth replaying because they are really fun and there are some really cool moments. Kind of like Sonic Adventure 2. In terms of improvement for the next game, here's how I would do Sonic Team. I know y'all listening. For one, leave Classic Sonic behind. He's done. We're over it now. More Shadow. The Shadow levels are pretty fun, and I think it would be a great compliment to have both Sonic and Shadow as the stars of the show again. Really flesh out the Avatar concept because I think it's a really good idea, and I would love to see more of it in future titles. So those are my notes to improve on for the next Sonic game, Sonic Team. Work on it. And now comes the grading. I really wanted to give this game an S ranking or an A ranking, but I really can't give it that ranking. I think a C is too low. I feel like this game is very technically sound. I haven't had any problems on the Nintendo Switch version. It runs at a very smooth 30 frames per second, and it looks great. The music's fantastic. So I think a C is a bit too low. So the logical conclusion is giving it a B ranking.
No matter what, yeah? You and I aren't so different. See you later, buddy.
Overall, I'm fairly satisfied with Sonic Forces. It could have been a lot better, and I feel like they wanted to do a lot more. I feel like they had more ideas that they wanted to do, but couldn't properly execute their ideas. I'm not sure if it was just being spread too thin, or just things happening behind the scenes that we don't know about, but it feels like Sonic Team is kind of running dry of ideas for the Sonic series in terms of the 3D games. Conversely though, when Sonic Mania came out earlier this year, people loved it, and that was made by a new, younger team of developers. So maybe it's time to pass the torch to people with better, bigger ideas for the franchise. But what direction to take the series in? I don't think it'd be good to keep the series totally stuck in 2D, because that means the series can't evolve past itself. I mean, I think everyone would get bored of Super Mario Bros. If they never left the 2D era, but that's just me. So let's talk about that later on the next episode of the ZMan Show. But until then though, it's fucking time to furry up. These ending bits are unscripted, so I never know how to quite end them. But yeah, this is actually my Halloween costume, by the way. It still smells of alcohol and bad decisions. Hey, that was fun. I really like wearing my Winnie the Pooh outfit. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. hit the notification button for whenever I upload a new video, which is kind of often recently with all the news that's happening. Follow me on Twitter, and if you want some more fun, check out my reviews of Blue Reflection and Super Mario Odyssey. Take care, everybody.